Alright guys, we've got another round up here and we've actually won the die roll, so we're going to play first and hopefully we can keep an awesome 7-card hand here and get things rolling. So let's see what we got. Yeah, this is going to be acceptable, not a lot of threats early, but we've got our colors, we've got everything set up just about how we'd like it. So we'll go ahead and keep, see if the opponent does the same. And we're going to lead on the Inspector turn 1. And then probably play our tapped land on turn 2 if we don't draw anything too insane. It would have to be a 2-drop specifically for us to play the plains there. Okay, whoa. Probably not a direct mirror match, but I'm expecting maybe Jeskai, Kuldotha, Boros could be an option too, but we've got a perfect draw here, so we can now add to the board and play the tapped land at the same time. So let's see what the opponent's doing. I'm expecting like a Prism or an Ichor Wellspring to drop down, but we'll see. There's a mountain, so that doesn't really clear very much up. It probably narrows it down to being Boros, though. We see a Firebolt. Yeah, it's probably Jeskai at this point. Also a pretty good follow-up draw, so... I'm sorry, I think it's probably Kuldotha Boros, rather. Formerly known as Boros Kitty, but I guess people are calling it Kuldotha Boros these days. Same concept. It's an artifact-heavy, burn-heavy, Glinthawk, Core Skyfisher deck. So next turn we have an interesting decision, because we can either pay the Echo cost or not. I think we're going to not do it. It leaves open the ability to cast a Bolt, to use the Clue token, to cast Rally the Peasants, or maybe even cast Battle Screech. We'll have to see. So there's a Skyfisher without anything to bounce it with other than his own land. So pretty good position for us. I am definitely not paying the Echo cost here. It looks like we're actually going to bolt the opponent's creature and continue to attack. We also may end up, ooh, that's quite a good draw too. So we're going to go for the bolt here. It should resolve. It's not really anything the opponent could have to stop it from happening. So now we get to attack him for 2 and resolve Squadron Hawk. I'm really not expecting Electrickery to come down in game 1. I don't think he's really going to have that. So let's go ahead and get some Hawks and continue to do what our deck does. And we're setting up for a pretty awesome rally within the next, I would say, 2 or 3 turns. Not really going to end up being much more than that. So, we've got the Hawks, we've got everything underway. And we'll pass the turn. We're in a very good spot. The opponent had to bounce a land to their hand, so they're already behind on tempo in that regard. They're also just way behind on the board at the moment. Using a Galv Blast to take 1 Hawk down is not great value. Casting Rebirth here is good value, though. Pretty good answer. I'm not even sure I want to attack. Actually, I think I do with everybody. And the reason I'm saying that is because we're going to need to get these tokens out of the way to begin with. And we have Battle Screech coming down. He let the Traveler live, so I'm not going to do anything here. Oh no! Hopefully it doesn't pass the turn. I have serious lag here. And I hit F2 right after combat, so we're fine here. Okay, so that's all we've got for this turn. But once we find a land, things are going to look really good. Opponent is going to their attack step. So I'm not sure if he is going to attack. And here I hit F4, but yeah, we may have to rejoin here. here he goes. So we're definitely letting that come through. Hit F4 again. So this is a race that we're pretty okay with, but we'll see what his follow-up is. Because really any of his creatures in the air are going to be bigger than ours, and it's going to force us to use this rally to ultimately punch through it. So just checking to see if I have anything open that I can close at the moment, but not really. Gonna check again here. Yeah, as you can see, there's a bit of a delay. So hopefully that doesn't play out too poorly for us. I'm actually going to F6 so I can get through this turn faster. Yeah, I'm hoping that this will resolve itself. So let's see what his follow-up is here. It's actually just a journey, so that's going to go to our traveler. I'm actually going to try and rejoin and see if that helps at all. Okay, and it says it's waiting for him, but I'm a little skeptical that it actually is. Yeah, it seems like it's waiting for me. I think my best bet is to rejoin the entire client here, so I'm going to give that a shot. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, even this is a bit of a delay at the moment. So let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's going a little better at the moment, but we'll just have to wait and see here. And with that journey, I mean, our board is not too superior at the moment, but we are draining the opponent's 1-for-1 resources, and we're getting a 2-for-1 trade-off a lot of the time. Now, when he uses the journey on the Doomed Traveler, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but it's costing him an additional mana in terms of that exchange. So he's using a 2-mana answer for a 1-mana question, which we're happy with ultimately, because we have all these battle screeches and stuff coming down, and in just a few turns, hopefully, if we draw that land. So now we're trying to load back up. It's taking a while, just a bit of a delay here. So I'm not too sure what to do. Let's see if this will help at all. Okay, so now it's loading back up. So we should be able to jump in here. Hopefully didn't lose too much time on the clock, but okay. Jumping back in. And I guess I'll just cancel this for now and try and get this going. So it should pop up soon. We'll just have to wait for everything to fully boot up. And I'm hearing some game sounds, so we're back in. And it looks like it's our turn now. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to boot back up, is because I hit F6 beforehand, so it passed all the priority, and I didn't want to hit it again to pass my turn. And I don't think we've really solved any issues, though, unfortunately. No, we're good. Okay, cool. Well, let's hope that we're all the way good. So now we're waiting for him. I guess I should let him know that we're back. Or not. I mean, we've lost a lot of time here, so just proceed. And I think I'll just continue to play out guys, even though I should be hitting my 4th land by now. Not a big deal. Opponents on 3 lands currently, I think they have a 4th, but yeah, it's just using individual burn pieces. He's away from casting this with flashback, so that's at least a plus, especially because Battle Screech is very soon to hit. Oh, look at this. Fire Slinger. Fortunately for us, we did draw Luma Threadfield at exactly the right time. So I'm not even sure if it's worth attacking. Probably not, because he's just going to trade the token and the Fire Slinger activation for our guy. So we'll just keep attacking for now. And we really do need to hit the 4th land sooner rather than later, but opponent's still stuck on 3 as well. I just think if we can hit that 4th land, excuse me, we'll be able to skyrocket. I'm going to get some water here. So that's a pretty big misplay from the opponent. He should be attacking with the Fire Slinger. Absolutely no reason for him to activate it when it's going to deal damage to himself. And we have Luma Threadfield in play, so there's no creature he's going to be able to ping away with it. So I'll just continue to develop the board, and we'll pass the turn from there. Okay, this is much better. The lag is completely gone. He's just going to keep burning stuff, but we have 2 Battle Screeches in hand that are really going to punish him. He didn't use the Fire Slinger at all there, and this time I'm not blocking. For the same reason I mentioned last turn, same reason we chose to attack. Wow, another Rebirth though. That's interesting. And we have an interesting choice right now. I think I'm actually going to just leave up Prismatic Strands. I could go for the cycling of the token, but that's we're facing down a lot of damage next turn. So that second Rebirth was not ideal, especially when we've just been missing the lands. And he's going for... Oh. So that was a misplay, actually. I didn't know he was burning the Hawk down. I thought he was burning me. That doesn't make any sense, though. So I guess we're casting Strands anyway. But I should have done it last turn and then just flashed it back this turn. So that was definitely not good. However, I think we can probably stabilize if we just resolve a Screech or 2 or 3 or 4 if we're counting the flashback. So these rallies are just not what we want at the moment. There is something that we want, and we have the flashback ability of Strands, so I think we've probably just stabilized the game and ultimately won the game. Okay, he's going to cycle, and things are looking pretty good. We can take 2 free tokens down here if we want. Yep. So he's hitting some of his draw. That is one thing that he's not been hitting draw pretty much at all. He did have a Wellspring and he was able to flash it back. Yeah, I'll take 1 point. I'm not not too concerned about that. I think we'll be able to get in for 1 point. Then we have a lot of battle screeching to do. Let me actually factor in. So we'll have 4 guys. We tap 3 to make... We can actually cast this twice. So we'll have 4 guys. We tap 3 to make 2 more. That'll be 3 untapped, so we can do it twice. Yeah, I like that. That is going to be pretty savage. So we get to flashback both of these, and that is not going to be easy for him to survive, especially because we've got multiple Rally the Peasants in hand. This is like our comboing off turn. We have 8 guys, and as long as we don't somehow set ourselves up to get burned out next turn, he is dead on board. So, and we only need 4 guys to connect, so I can also block. He's attacking with all 4 guys. All I have to do is block and cast Prismatic Strands. There's nothing really in his hand. I think they could burn us out. So he could Fire Slinger us down to 13. He doesn't have Metalcraft. He does have Metalcraft, so he could have even 3 Galv Blasts, which is impossible for him to have because he has 2 in the yard. Would not work. So yeah, we'll just Strands here, and he's going to be dead very quickly. So we do want to try and play a little faster because we did lose a lot of time on the clock, but 15 minutes should be enough time for us to win 1 of 2 games, I would imagine. So he's going to lose 2 guys, and then we're going to rally the Peasants him. We could have left the Strands up as automatic, basically insurance to ensure that all of our guys survive any burn. However, it's really not going to matter because we have 8 guys in play, and 8 times 3 is 24, so he has to kill half of our team. He has no way in hell to do that. So this is basically an instant win, and we'll be going off to sideboarding very shortly here. So I'm going to drink some water as we smash in for 1 billion damage. There's really no reason to play the land first. Let's just crash in with 8 guys. And then the Peasants will be rallied, and the beatdown will be in full effect. So 21 damage, he concedes, and we'll get to the sideboarding. So the sideboarding is going to be very interesting here. We want to be able to compete both on the ground and in the air. And there's a good chance that our opponent's going to bring in Electrickery. It's actually occurring to me that we should probably have Electrickery somewhere in our board, but we do have some answers to Hexproof, so that would be one of the main concerns in terms of wanting Electrickery. So we want stuff on the ground to deal with Kuldotha Rebirth, but mostly I think this battle is going to be fought in the air, and it's going to be fought over the opponent's Electrickery. So again, I think instead of Prismatic Strands, which actually was a pretty powerful ally for us, I think we actually want the Remotion Rally, just as a free way to counteract his Electrickeries. And then Rally the Peasants will help us race against him. We really don't need that much on the ground. Thraben Inspectors and Doom Travelers will be good at blocking Rebirth tokens. So I think we can end up cutting either the War Marshal or the Raise the Alarm. I think the War Marshal is a little better. It ultimately equates to 3 bodies overall. And we really want ways to stop that Fire Slinger. He has main deck pingers that are going to knock our tokens out. So we just want as much removal as we can get. Now with that being said, that is 60 cards. However, I would like Sense Enlistment because I think that could also help us in grinding out the opponent, because he's just a bunch of spot removal. Again, probably going to have some Electrickeries, but so I'm leaning towards cutting one of the rallies and then playing a Sense Enlistment. Yeah, I think I want to try it like this. Probably not Triplicate Spirits time, so let's go ahead and submit here, and we're going to be on the draw. So we'll factor that into our mulligan decision, but okay, he's playing first, blah, blah, blah. He goes to 6, and this hand is just not keepable, so we're going to have to go to 6 as well. So let's just click once. And this hand is keepable. Opponent also kept 6, and put a card on top. I don't think we actually want this. I think we want lands at this point, and preferably a Plains. So we're going to have identical starts. Okay, we've got all of our expensive cards. We're going to need to find the lands to be able to cast them. And we're probably paying the echo cost on turn 2. At least we're getting on the board. That's good. Yeah, we're going to want to pay the echo cost. It's even better against a potential electrickery. That's basically the only sweeper the opponent could have, I would imagine. There's a Fire Slinger, so maybe we don't want to use it, or sorry, pay the echo cost, because we're going to want to Journey to Nowhere, the Fire Slinger. That does leave us with a Glint Hawk in our way, but eventually we should be able to punch through that. The Fire Slinger is a top priority. He's just going to chew up the board, so we're going to go ahead and get him out of here. And hope the opponent is not playing Core Sanctifiers. Okay, no attacks. And we'll see if our opponent's going to start racing in the air, and then we can potentially get through on the ground. So he's going to Prism again. Pretty predictable lines of play. These decks have very clear sequencing pathways that you can follow, or when you're playing it, it just makes logical sense that a lot of the times you want to cycle at the beginning of your turn and see what you draw, and then bounce it with your threat, which is exactly what he's just done. So we do need to find planes. Basic planes, I think, sets this whole hand off. Did not find the basic planes, but we did find a Doomed Traveler, which I guess I'm okay casting. We can also attack into his Skyfisher and go for a rally, which actually might be good enough here, because we do want to slow down his ability to crush us in the air. We still have the flashback, so we can use it later. So I'm actually fine attacking, and he's likely not going to block. Yeah. So, we'll just now play the Doomed Traveler. We are going to need this rally to race the opponent, basically. And we will need a basic planes for a lot of reasons. But yeah, he's just content with racing us. He's probably going to Prism again. Nope. Ooh. Sanctifiers. So that is the card we did not want to see. We could still draw Luma Threadfield or Plains. And we did draw Plains. So now I'm not exactly sure what we want to do. So let's say we cast Battle Screech and flash it back. He's going to untap and be able to ping one guy. So we'll have 2 untapped bird tokens and 2 untapped goblins. Yeah, it's a little strange. I don't even think we would cast the rally at that point. So I think we're going to go ahead and Screech and Flashback. But I don't think we're going to cast the rally. I think we're actually going to try and race the opponent by letting them attack us. And then I think we have enough of a board presence, especially when you factor in Sen's Enlistment, that we can... Okay, so that's also, in my opinion, a mistake from the opponent. We've already seen that he has Prophetic Prism, so for him to cast, unless he's got Rebirth specifically, for him to cast Wellspring is just giving us free information. But if he has the Rebirth, then that's a whole different ball game. He's got a Firebolt now. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. So let's see if he attacks for 6. He does. So I don't think I have a lethal attack. I have... Ooh. Actually, I almost do. Wow, I think I might have lethal here. I think him killing that last guy changed it. Unless I draw a 1 mana guy. Okay, so it's not lethal. It's 12 damage if we only rally the peasants, and we're at 9 also. I think we're going to have to set up a really weird block where we rally the peasants and Ramojan rally to try and kill his whole team. Problem there is that if he has Electrickery, we are finished. I mean, he's just going to sweep us in response, but I think that's actually our only line at the moment. I guess technically we wouldn't even have to cast the Ramojan rally, though. Because I'm going to Flame Slash this Fire Slinger. I'm going to block the Skyfisher and the Sanctifiers, cast Rally the Peasants, so I can get in with, I guess, 1 Goblin token, and leave the other one behind so that I can cast Ramojan Rally for free if I need to. So this might get interesting, especially if he has that 5th land untapped. That would be bad for us, I would say. Looks like he's going for I thought he was going to go for Electrickery. He does not have the 5th land, so this actually might be okay for us. And we'll have to see what he has here. It looks like he might just go for it. Ooh, a Journey. Yeah, we can't really do a lot against a Journey, unfortunately. He's going after the Traveler, so that's probably best case scenario for us, because I thought he was going to take the guy in the air. So this is actually okay, and he's playing right into it. I think we'll just have to make the best of the situation, and this looks like it'll work, though. So that's going to put us down to 7. He may have enough burn to actually take us out from that point. He does have 3 cards in hand, and we don't know what they are. But we may have just saved the game. It's a little hard to say. I think I'm actually going to leave this mountain in hand so I can flash back the Sen's Enlistment, or retrace it rather. It's a little better than just having a 5th land. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're not close to doing lethal damage. He may just have enough burn to get us. He's got a Prism, so still hard to tell. Ooh, what is this? Electrickery. So now we just have to use the Ramojan Rally to save our board. We're actually still in this game, surprisingly. So that gets countered, essentially. And we'll see what happens after this. He's dropped us to 5. We're definitely playing catch-up, but there is potentially some outs here for us. Let's see what ends up happening. So there's a Luma Threat field. So that raises a bunch of questions. He's probably just got a Bolt or Galv Blast, but we have to play to the out of him not having that. So what would be our best line here? We could play the field, get him down to 14, or we could play it and get him down to, what would that be, 8? We could not play the field, get him down to 14, and cast Sen's Enlistment. We've got 5 guys, and then that makes Rally the Peasants lethal at that point. We basically have to not see a Bolt, Galvanic Blast, or Electrickery from the opponent, which pretty unlikely for that to happen, but that is the situation we're in if we're playing basically to a victory. So I think we just have to take that line of play and hope the opponent has nothing. I mean, they would have to have absolutely nothing here. Now, stranger things have happened. I imagine it is possible, but we're probably just going to game 3 at this point. Let's see what happens. Because otherwise, we basically have them. Yeah, it seems like he's attacking, so that must mean, I would imagine, he's got something for us. And we have about 10 minutes to win game 3 because he did have the galvanic blast. So, based on what I saw, do I want to change anything? I don't think so. The Remotion rally was pretty important there. Yeah, I think this is about as good as we can get because we really need as much removal as possible to stop Fire Slinger from staying on the table. It's a bit unfortunate that he does have Sanctifier still in his deck. I don't think he saw anything from us game 1 that would really want him to have Sanctifiers, but it also is good at breaking Lumathread field, so we'll have to see. And we have about 10 minutes here. We have less than 10 minutes. We're going to have to mulligan this. And we can keep this. We get Lumathread field on turn 2 if we want it. We're going to definitely bottom the land. We need to not draw many lands from here because we do have 4. This is a lot like the first match where we kept 6 and then flooded out. He's got a Relic of Progenitus, which I don't think is going to be that good. Alright, so yeah, let's just get rolling here. We're going to go ahead and play the War Marshal. I think we'll probably pay the Echo costs. We may not. It depends if he leaves up open mana. If he doesn't leave up open mana, then I won't pay it and I'll play Lumathread field. Yeah, we need to play it now. So we'll just not pay the Echo cost. We're going to slam down Lumathread field, play the tapped land, and then we will be able to get in for the attack. And basically got to play as fast as frickin' possible here. But that shouldn't be a problem. Then we do have the Journey if he, for some reason, casts a second one. That will basically keep him off our backs. Hopefully he's missing white at the moment. But he could just slam down a Prism or something. Yeah, there's a Prism. I may end up casting Journey on this anyway, but I don't think I will. Probably cast it on the Glinthawk, though. Yeah, the tricky thing with these mulligan situations, Thraben Inspector's another story. I'm not too interested in knocking that out. Especially when he could just Sanctifiers the Journey and get it back and investigate again. I think we actually just do nothing here. I mean, we could Journey the Fire Slinger and then we get an attack in. It's probably ideal because we're in a very unideal set of circumstances here with the number of lands we're drawing. So the longer we let the opponent off the hook, the worse it's going to be for us. Okay, so he's going to ping that, which is going to keep us from actually getting to crack in. So that's fine. That's the same amount of damage we would have dealt had we made the attack because the Fire Slinger ended up damaging him. I'm just going to have to F6. We may be able to get some parity here in terms of time if we can F6 enough and our opponent's in the tank, but so an early field, I mean, depending on our draws, we could get some Sen's Enlistment action going. He does have Relic in play, so that's not too likely. So there's the Glinthawk. He's going to bounce Prophetic Prism. He's going to replay it, and that's probably going to be his turn. I mean, he may have the land, but and And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how many more lands I want to play out. Probably only 6, and the reason I say 6 is that it lets us triple up on Squadron Hawks. But yeah, I think we bottomed a land at the beginning, right? With our scry. Yeah, I believe we bottomed a land, and we had 4 in hand at the beginning. So we've drawn 3 more, up to 7, which is just not very good. We've drawn basically 1 spell, and had 2 spells to start off with. So, yeah, just really unfavorable. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to clear up this board, so I think our best chance is hitting Hawk or Sen's Enlistment and a couple of rallies after that. I don't really see anything else we could possibly do here. Now there is an argument to be made for saving the journey, but fortunately for us we actually end up drawing another one, and we're just going to use that immediately. I'm going to play 1 more land, and then everything else I'm going to hold. So I think we'll just play the plains out, and we're a little closer to the opponent now with 2 minutes. And every attack we're able to get in is going to matter, I think, if we do hit the sequence of draws I'm talking about. If we don't and we just flood, then that's one thing, but we'll end up seeing, and it would be nice if the opponent ends up popping his relic just to see an extra card. But wow, opponent has Battle Screech. So there's some poetic justice if I've ever seen it. And we don't have Electrickery, so I'm not sure if most of their lists play Battle Screech, to be honest. That could be something sort of unique to what the opponent's doing. And they have a Skyfisher. Yeah, so we need to basically hit Hawk right now. And we hit it. Okay, so still definitely not out of the woods, but this is going to buy us some time, and it could present us with the potential opportunity of either drawing Battle Screech or Rally the Peasants. I'm going to sip some water here. So we might be able to make a decent block at some point. I'm actually not sure how I'm going to block. All of these, I guess we actually keep the tokens at bay here. But all of our other blocks, I guess we could attempt to triple block the Glint Hawk. He could still have some burn for us. I think we're actually getting closer on time. Not that I think timing out the opponent is going to work again, but you never know here. So we could triple block Glint Hawk. Then he would need 2 burn spells, which if he has, there's no point anyway. Yeah, I guess we'll just triple block it. If he has 2 burn spells, he technically could have done that before attacking, so it doesn't really make much sense. I think he has 1 burn spell and he's trying to blow out the triple block on Skyfisher. But if he has 2, he has 2. There's nothing we can do about that. We might just be trading a Hawk for Glint Hawk. Yep. And what's next? Okay, a Wellspring. Yeah, the Lumithread Field's really helping us. And all we can really do at this point is pray that we never see Core Sanctifiers. Not the best thing to be counting on, but opponent's basically just, oh wow, basically just waiting to use Relic on our Sen's Enlistment if we ever draw it. There's Battle Screech though, so that is actually quite good for us. That keeps us in the game, and we're much closer on time, so I just need to go as quickly as I freaking can. And he's used a lot of burn on our creatures so far, which keeps our life total basically fairly safe. I need to hit F6. No attacks. Go, go, go. We're still behind by 1 minute, but it's getting closer and closer with each passing second here. The opponent's basically tanking on every single attack, every single choice of removal. Yeah, we may have a chance of timing them out. I don't think that's the way things are going to end, but things are much closer. We're now within 40 seconds, coming in on 30 seconds. And dwindling for them more and more and more. So, yeah, we'll just let the Skyfisher go through. Unfortunately, we don't really have a counterattack because if they do have Electrickery, we're going to lose our whole team after they make their blocks. Okay, cycles. But then he loses his whole team too. It depends what our draws are. I mean, a rally here is actually pretty much lethal, I think, depending on how he blocks. There's Sen's Enlistment, however, that Relic is going to get us. So I think we can actually attack in a pretty strong way, fairly strong way. Geez, clock is really ticking here. So he's got 6 in the air. Yeah, I think I'll just attack with everybody in the air. 6 in the air drops me to 7, and maybe I'll leave back a couple guys. All right, I'll send 3 in. Kind of arbitrary, but if he doesn't blow up Relic of Progenitus, we have a flashback Sen's Enlistment. Okay, we're almost exactly at parity on the clock, so he's trading basically 1 for 1 here, which I'm fine with. Just need to get through it. And even if he blows up Relic, we still got 2 guys. I mean, there's no shame in that. F6, F6. He is going to blow up the Relic, I would imagine. But we are setting ourselves up for maybe a Rally the Tokens, and we're within 7 seconds, 6 seconds of the opponent, 5 seconds. So now we're basically about to be ahead on the clock. He blows up the Relic. And he has Sanctifiers now? No, he has another Battle Screech. Whoa! What the heck happened here? I thought that was our deck. What just happened? Something went really quick. Oh, he flashed it back, right? Okay, so yeah, very strange right now. Very strange. So we're going to go to 11. Don't really have a block here. And please just go faster. Oh, this is not the time to lag. No, no, no. This is the worst possible time to be lagging. We're still ahead by 20 seconds, but the game is so tight that I don't think time is going to be the factor here. Let's go ahead and draw first before anything else. Okay. Just need the lag to stay away. Alright. What did we draw? Drew another Inspector. So I will get in with basically everybody on the ground. And another good thing is the opponent blew up 2 of his own Firebolts with that Relic. Or only 1 actually, but that Firebolt would have been a big factor. So now the opponent has to decide what to do. We might actually beat them on the clock. And I probably should have blown up the clue token first. Yeah, that's fine. Please just go. Boom. There's really no reason to keep the mountain in our hand. So, yes, so we'll go ahead and play it because we may draw another one drop that costs white, so go ahead and cast. We need to hurry up. Is it a one drop? No, so F6. Okay, this is really close. Really, 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 really close. I feel like the opponent could beat us with burn before their 4 minutes goes up, but obviously we're hoping that doesn't happen. Another Battle Screech. Whoa. So did he have this in his main deck, or did he board into 4 copies? It's very surprising. We need to draw another one too. I think we've only drawn 2 of them, right? We've only drawn 1, and we drew Squadron Hawk. So now he's setting up for an epic attack next turn. Doesn't attack with a Skyfisher. That's very strange, I would say. Journey to Nowhere on a bird? Okay, that's not good. Yeah, we don't have many outs anymore. Unfortunately, we don't have any attacks either. And most of our guys are on the ground, which is unfortunate for us. And being at 12 is not great. Basically, an attack us for like 10 in the air. 8 in the air. So a Galv Blast will do it. Wow. Yeah, this got really close, except the fact that he's also playing Battle Screech really hurt us. So we obviously want to put all of our ground guys on this guy. They're the only thing that can block. And I think we just have to kill 2 of these. I mean, we're basically playing around Galv Blast. If we chump block, we would take 7. I guess I'll chump block and hope that I draw another Battle Screech. Both plays are pretty close, I would imagine. But oh, he has a Rally the Peasants too. Oh Lord. Well, that is certainly poetic justice if I've ever seen it. Well, at least we know Rally the Peasants works. That has proven that it works. So that's going to wrap it up, actually. That is our last match for the evening. And our first match being against Delver, I actually feel is a favorable matchup. We had a bit of some variance issues, though, that kind of got in the way. And then we ended up facing that really interesting blue-red deck in the second round, which also seemed like a good matchup, and it ended up running pretty well for us. Now, this Kuldotha-Boros matchup, I'm not really sure. That was fairly close, with both of us ending up getting close to timing out, of all things, so it's going to be very contested. But the fact that he also was playing Battle Screech and Rally the Peasants, on top of all that burn and the bigger flyers, is really what's going to get in the way of our board being able to crash through. So I actually liked how this deck was positioned when Peregrine Drake was in the format. Now that it's not in the format, for some reason it seems like this deck has gotten a little bit worse. That's at least my initial inclination, or my initial instinct is telling me, but I think we might need a little more testing to find out. If you guys have any thoughts, you can definitely let me know. You can comment, let me know what you think of the list, because it basically is the same list we brought back, I want to say back in June. So it could definitely need some updating, especially for the way the format's cranked out. Other than that, I would like to thank you very much for tuning in to this installment of... That's right, Dime a Dozen.